Most people are always looking for the most comfortable situation possible. And let's be honest, the most comfortable situation is not training. The most comfortable situation is lying on the couch, relaxing, doing nothing. That will always feel better than training. So, let's start with the question of the day. Why is training for motivation a mistake? Why it's waiting to feel like training the fastest way to never train at all? Welcome, friends. I'm Fred. Here we talk about business investments, training, and real life, all from my personal perspective. And today is the training video. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you wait for motivation, you will never train. At least that's how it works for me. I'm not saying you will never feel motivation for anything. Some activities naturally attract you. In my case, fighting sports always did. Since I was a kid, I wanted to train. I was fascinated by it. But life happens. You get older, you work more, you get married, you have family responsibilities, you accumulate stress, and slowly that motivation disappears. Not because you are weak, but because energy is limited. This is something people underestimate. You don't have infinite energy during the day. You spend energy working. You spend energy dealing with problems. You spend energy handling stress. And by the time the day is over, there is often nothing left for training. So, if your plan is, I will train when I feel like it, you're done. Because when the day ends, you feel like sitting down, not pushing your body. People think, if I don't feel like it, it means something is wrong. But no, it means you are human. The natural tendency of every human being is comfort, not effort. That's natural. The question is not what you feel. The question is what you build despite what you feel. There is a very common idea out there. People say, discipline makes life boring. Discipline, discipline people live restricted lives. They have schedules, rules, limits, and there is an opposite idea that is much more powerful. Only disciplined people are truly free. Let me explain. Imagine two people. One is indisciplined, no training, no structure, no routine. The other trains consistently. Who has more freedom? The disciplined person, because discipline creates capacity to do things. If you train, you have the freedom to run with your kids, walk all day while traveling, go to a park and move without pain, handle physical effort without suffering. The undisciplined person doesn't have those options. They are not free, they are limited. Some people say, but I want the freedom to drink, party, do whatever I want. Here's the truth. If you are disciplined, you can still do those things, just not in a destructive way. Discipline doesn't remove pleasure, it organizes pleasure. Without discipline, pleasure controls you. Without discipline, you control pleasure. Here's a way to think about it. Your physical condition is like a financial asset. You invest a little every day. You don't see results immediately, but over time, the return is massive. If you don't invest, you pay interest in pain, fatigue, limitation. Training builds an asset you enjoy for decades. There are two types of well-being. The first one is easy. Sugar, alcohol, drugs, comfort, couch. This well-being is immediate and destructive. The second one is built. You have to build. Training, eating well, sleeping well, discipline. This well-being takes time. In the beginning, it's not pleasant. In the beginning, it's boring. But once it's built, it's stable and you have pleasure with it. Let me ask you something very simple. What feels better? Being strong or being weak? Having energy to do things or lacking energy? Even if your job is sitting in a chair, life doesn't happen in a chair. At some point, physical capacity matters. Imagine two people going on a hike. Same trail, same distance. One person is trained, the other one is not. The trained person enjoys the view, the air, the experience. The untrained person just wants it to end. Same trail, same human value, different preparation. That difference was built before the hike, not during the hike. Motivation comes and goes. You might feel motivated after watching a movie. You might feel motivated for 10 minutes. Then it disappears. If motivation was enough, everyone would be fit. But it's not. That's not the truth. Discipline is what carries you when motivation is gone. At some point, something changes. Training stops being something you decide to do. It becomes something you are. It's not, I'm motivated today. It's, this is who I am. That shift only happens through repetition. Waiting for motivation is a mistake. Discipline comes first. Pleasure comes later. If you build discipline, motivation eventually flows. But if you wait for motivation, discipline never comes. Let me ask you, do you wait for motivation or do you act without it? Tell me in the comments, my friends. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.